boy, I see a lot of YouTubers, women that have been single for a long time. So I thought I'd do a video on why I've been single forever. And then we'll talk about my new relationship. Uh, Dating and van life, 12 years single and why. All right. So I believe I left my husband in 2010. 13 years ago, yeah. And then I met Bob like 6 months later, and things were going okay with Bob. But what stuck in my brain was my social worker and therapist. They kept saying, you know what? If you're broken, you're just going to break your new relationship or break the people that you're with. And if you really cared about them, you wouldn't do that. Let me see if I could squeeze you a little. And, Bob, this was way before he had YouTube videos and everything. And I could see him going forward, even though like the first RTR only had 8 people. But I could see him, making videos someday because YouTube had just started. And it's like, this guy is going places. And I didn't want to destroy it. And I'm so happy that he has helped so many people. But I have been single for 12 years, and that's a long time. We'll call it a dry spell, right? Oh my gosh. But why? Okay, number one, when I left my husband, I was fried mentally. You could not get deeper into mental health issues. Maybe you could than I was, but I was pretty catatonic. So I knew I wasn't really ready for dating. Now, there have been a few times that I've in a van, like on BLM land, I meet people and they want to take me out for a date, and I'll say, okay. And it just fizzles out. It's difficult to date when you're living in a van. I don't know why. Some people can make it work. I never could. I think I went on 3 dates, really, in 12 years. One of them was, what do you call that? Like match.com or whatever. And you put in stuff like, I'm an outdoorsy girl. And believe it or not, my girlfriend put me up to this. But, I'm outdoorsy. I love to travel and everything. And, the guy I get, Ray, it's like, well, on our first date, he's telling me, I love to sit at home and drink wine and cook and garden. And it's like, "Oh, why did you set up a date with me?" And it's like, well, you're cute. And usually that's the answer I get. They don't want to be a part of my life. They want me to change and be a part of their life in a home. And it's like, I don't think so. I love nature too much. I love camping. I do. Okay. So let's see, what can I go on with? The other thing is I left my husband when I was 50. And the first 18 years, your parents tell you what to do, the military tells you what to do, everybody tells you what you should be doing. My husband, certainly, you have to wear your hair this way, and your clothes should be that way, and do your makeup that way. You need to be attractive to me. Meanwhile, Jabba the Hutt could bloat up to 300 pounds, right? Uh, this was the first time in my life that I had to make decisions all day long, all by myself, and I hated it. I hated it. I didn't even know how to put gas into my van. Yes, I'm a Jersey girl, so I had to learn so many skills, but who do I want to be? And I had no idea at the time. People always told me who I should be, and I always listened to people. And it's like, well, maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe I do want to do that. I had no idea. I didn't have a clue. So there was a lot of self-discovery that I had to do. And a lot of it is I had to overcome my fears. Being houseless, who's going to do my laundry? I'm severely claustrophobic. I don't do laundromats. I didn't do it at my apartment complex. I had help. Learning all these skills, I could have never built out my van the way I built out my van. And by the way, I believe Monday I'm putting it together. Everybody has wanted to see the interior of my van as I destroy it. It's the craftiest minivan on the planet. So Monday will be a good show. But I had to grow up, number one. I had to get out of all the abuse in my head. My husband was the no monster. No, you can't go here. No, you can't go there. And I had to learn myself, just like a bird that's trapped in a cage and then the cage door is open, the bird's not going to leave the cage. So little by little, I made all these baby steps. What kind of car do I want? I've never bought myself a car. I was always told what car I would be driving. Ah, man, so many things. Do I want to travel? How do I get an apartment? Buy a home. I bought a home. So, oh, and the other thing I had to do was learn how to set boundaries. My husband abolished all of my boundaries. Anything I said I wouldn't do, he would make me do by force. So, learning to reestablish these boundaries and learning it's okay to walk away. It's okay to walk away from an abusive relationship, whether it's your friend or whatever. Uh, you got to dig deep and find that in yourself. So, yeah. Also, I knew I had to heal. I had, when I was sexually assaulted, of course, I told the military back in 79. Um, and I went for a little bit of therapy, but that was it. But over time, it really festered itself. And, and of course, suffering with my husband, it only made it worse. Well, oops, I jumped ahead. I wanted to tell you about a really big healing thing that I did. And all of a sudden, I knew I was angry. I wasn't angry, at my husband. I should have been angry at my husband. I was more angry with me for staying and, not figuring it out that things would never get better. So 5 years ago, I went to Dollywood down in Pigeon Forge and I stayed at a KOA. And at the KOA, they had this in ground trampoline that sort of had a hump. And it was like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. And I think I took Lucy for a walk and I just told her to sit. And I jumped on that trampoline. And it's like, I hate my husband. I hate everything he did to me. And I jumped like this for like an hour. That's all I could do. And it's like, I got all this hatred and all this anger out of me. And it felt wonderful. All right. Now we'll get to the part about the trauma. So I had been traumatized in the military. My viewers know this, but rarely talk about it. And a little over 3 years ago, I went in for cognitive behavioral therapy, and I thought it was going to kill me. I really did. Um, what this therapy consisted of is you had to talk about every second of the assault, what you saw, what you felt, just everything. And there, I, I lost it again mentally. I was fried. I couldn't move on with my life. I finished it. I finally talked about everything that I thought needed talked about. But what I learned from that trauma was I hate men. I ain't ever kissing another man again. I am done with men. Screw it, that's what therapy did for me. And, you know, it was funny because it's like a fever broke 2 years after that therapy. All of a sudden, it's like, I think I want to date. I think I want companionship in my life. So, those that remember, like a year and a half ago, during Christmas, I did a thing, Dear Santa, and I told him, what I really want is a guy to travel with and to have fun with and go to the beach with and talk to. And it took Santa like over a year to deliver, but deliver it he did. So, I hope my video has made sense with you. Tomorrow, I'll talk about my new relationship, where I think it's going, hopefully camping. Um, yeah, but yeah, dating in a van has been challenging to say the least. A lot of it is we're all by ourselves a lot. And, a lot of times people are on their own healing journeys. I meet a lot of men. 50% of the people out there camping with me are men, and they're on a healing journey too, and they're not interested. And that's just been my observation. So if you find someone and you have a lot in common, try to make it work. That's what I'm doing. Anyhow, I hope this answered a lot of questions for you. And as always, I will see you below. See you down the road. I was going to say, there's my address. It's in the description below. If you want to email me, you got something on your mind, go for it. Or if you want to put it in a comment, go for it. Love you guys. Love you, love you, love you. All right. I will see you down the road. Bye.